Well, happy Halloween. Terrible Tuesday, fright night, and it has to be a fright night when you're talking about James Harden in a trade. Well, it finally went down, James Harden going to the Clippers. We covered this many a times before. We won't be long on it. But in all seriousness, if they're looking for an insurance policy for Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, plug this guy in, tell him to go one-on-one, provide some offense along with his facilitating. That's the only way I can see this. But me, they're playing too well. Russell Westbrook finally got into his role, distributing the ball, plus with scoring. His percentages are up, and you're going to bring this guy to your ball club when you got all these all-stars, future Hall of Famers already. I just don't agree with it. Now, if he's willing to come off the bench to provide a punch, I could see it a little bit there, but in a starting lineup with these other guys already, you only got one ball, and Russell Westbrook, he's going to need the ball in his hands. James Harden needs the ball in his hands. He's not going to play off the ball. So I don't really see why the Clippers would make this move besides the insurance policy, and I'm all for that. But James Harden, are you really willing to come off the bench? Are you really willing to sacrifice your numbers, scoring average, coming off the bench, just facilitating, playing a third, fourth fiddle? And if you are, maybe this can be all right. If you're coming in with the right mindset, nobody knows. That's what I'm saying. The Clippers were already a contending team without James Harden on the roster. That's why it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, why mess up chemistry? Why would you add this guy to your team knowing all the possibilities that could happen? I know Tyronn Lue was a hell of a coach. Once this guy starts pouting, he can disrupt the team. So it's a gamble. But I know you want to pile up all this talent. You got Denver to worry about. You got LA to worry about. You got all these teams to worry about in the West with the Phoenix Suns. So you want to get as much talent as you can to try to compete. Putting all these guys in a starting lineup, I just don't see it happening. Somebody has to come off the bench. And to ask Russell Westbrook to come off the bench again after he done sacrificed how many times? How many times he sacrificed? If anything, James Harden is coming off the bench. And I'm pretty sure they had a conversation with him about his role before they actually facilitated this trade. I'm pretty sure if they didn't, and they're really crazy. Really crazy. Because this guy's got to be all the way bought in on his role and what they need from him if he's going to join the Clippers fighting for a playoff spot. More than likely, Paul George is not going to play 82 games. More than likely, Kawhi Leonard's not going to play 82 games. And possibly not Russell. Knock on wood, we don't want Paul George hurt. We don't want Kawhi Leonard hurt. Makes for exciting basketball to have all these teams with their star players in a lineup. But James Harden, man, it's going to be hard for me to buy in on that one. I mean, I know a lot of people disgruntled with this trade. A lot of them are happy with this trade. It just depends to me where his mind's at, because a guy can just quit on you at any time. You can't put too much trust in that. But the talent is there. But this guy has got to be thinking, come in, facilitate, get the ball to Kawhi Leonard, get it to Paul George. I'll have my offense come through in spots to help this team out. But he's got to learn how to play off the ball. I'm guessing if he's in a starting lineup, he really going to have to play off the ball, because if not, then why is Russell Westbrook out there? He's not a shooter. That's why you have to bring him off the bench to carry the second squad. Let Russell Westbrook continue to do what he was doing. So it's going to be interesting to watch. Like I said, I don't agree with it. Clippers are just fine. They was rolling. They're playing some great ball. They're winning some games out the gate. Will this guy disrupt all of that? Still remains to be seen. But yeah, James Harden in the news again on a trade. And we'll see if this is going to be his last team he plays for. I would think this guy's career is pretty much over with. This should be his last stop, in my opinion, but I'm pretty sure desperate teams going to pick him up because he's James Harden, and they're thinking, well, if he loses his scoring, he still can facilitate. Somebody you still have to guard and respect. So we'll see down the line what's going to happen with that, but playoff team, we already know the Clippers going to be a playoff team. Now, a championship team, that's in question. That's going to be in question. Because we already know they're not going to beat Denver. We know that for a fact. I mean, you got Sacramento's coming up better now. You got the Suns over there. You got the Lakers. I mean, there's a lot of teams in the West, and they're loaded. But can they get chemistry down? Will they have issues during the season? who's going to stay healthy. Because whether James Harden is there or not, if Kawhi's not healthy, Paul George, either one of them are out, they're not going anywhere. They'll win a whole bunch of regular season games. They'll win some playoff games, maybe won a second round, but they're not going to go all the way to win a championship. And the way this looking, the Clippers put all their marbles in on this year alone. They don't win it this year. It's going to be all broke up anyway. So maybe that's why they're taking a gamble. But the players that they gave up, if you ask me, Philadelphia won out of this deal. They still got Joel Embiid over there. Still got Maxey over there. You got Harris. Now you added Covington over there. You added Nick Batum, KJ Martin. They fine. They still playoff contenders. They're still going to be trying to battle for a championship. They didn't lose too much. They just got rid of dead weight and James Harden. So Philadelphia ain't whining or crying. They glad to get rid of that dead weight. They still going to be competing. So, man, it's just crazy. James Harden still seems to get what he wants when he pouts, goes to the team he wants to go to. But when it's all said and done, is it going to result in the championships? That's going to be the question. And to me, no. It hasn't to this point. Why is it going to work now? He done played with Russell how many times already? 2-3 times? Kawhi Leonard, no guaranteed he's going to make the whole season. Hopefully he'll be down there in the stretch when you need him the most. Paul George might miss some games here and there in crucial moments. You just don't know. All I know, they're loaded. The wild card is James Harden. What's going to happen with him? Will he pout? Will he whine? Will he be willing to come off the bench? Can he facilitate, be happy with that? Is this going to ruin Russell Westbrook's game? So I'd like to know what y'all think about this trade. I don't like it. I'll be right out the back with you. Now, if the Clippers were struggling out of the gate, or they started the season with Kawhi Leonard hurt, Paul George out, or just the team struggling in general, then you could say they had to do what they had to do to get some scoring over there and have a star that can pretty much keep the boat afloat until these guys get back. But playing well and you still add this guy, that's tough, man, especially when you gave up the pieces you gave up. Because your defense is pretty much gone. You got rid of your defense. So what you going to do now? So it's a trip. It is a trip. But let's get in this article real quick, read a few lines off of it. The Clippers acquired 10-time All-Star James Harden and a blockbuster trade with the Philadelphia 76ers on Monday night. The 76ers sent Harden, P.J. Tucker, and Philip Petruzes to the Clippers for Marcus Morris, Robert Covington, Nick Batum, K.J. Martin, a 2028 unprotected first-round pick, 2 second-round picks, a 2029 pick swap, and an additional first-round pick from the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Clippers are sending a 2027 first-round pick swap to Oklahoma City, clearing the way for the Thunder to move a protected 2026 first-round pick to the 76ers. The Sixers will waive veteran guard Danny Green to create the roster space for the trade. Man, there's a lot of moving parts there. A lot of trades, picks, swaps, doing all this stuff for James Harden. And the Clippers gave up a lot. So if they fall on their face with this one, who's going to be to blame? I mean, Tyronn Lue, he's a hell of a coach. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know who pulled the string on this one. Who allowed this trade? Was it the owner, general manager? But they're doing all this for 1 year. 1 year. So if you lose Harden next year, or Kawhi or whoever decides they don't want to play for you no more and go somewhere else, what are you going to do? You're going to be at rock bottom. Rock bottom. All over again after 1 year. So I just don't understand it. They have to win a championship to even make this make sense. So, tricky situation, man. Tricky situation. But we're going to see. We're going to see. Happy Halloween, huh? Happy Halloween to the Clippers. Because they don't know the fright night they got themselves into. And that's James Harden. Writing's on the wall. This guy's not going to change overnight. You know, he might play a few games and try to feel like he's bought in and facilitate, tries not to cause any problems. But as soon as they start dropping some games, or his scoring percentage is going down, or if he's coming off the bench, you're going to be disgruntled all over again asking for a trade.
Oh, that's not good.
But that's the life of the beard. That's the life of the beard. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this trade. Again, this G.S.Q.H. Goodymo Sports Quick Hits. Happy Halloween. Terrible Tuesday. Enjoy it. And check your candy. Check your candy. Check your kids' candy. It's 2023, but man, there's some stuff out there. It is some crazy stuff out there. So check everything. And we out of here. Thanks for y'all time. Peace.